The Zenthari collective, masters of logic and order, had spent centuries observing Earth from the shadows. To them, humanity was a perplexing blend of potential and chaos, capable of remarkable innovation yet seemingly fixated on frivolities. The Zenthari, who prided themselves on efficiency, were particularly baffled by humanity's concept of holidays. Through their advanced observational technology, the Zenthari cataloged Earth's customs with meticulous precision. They studied the sprawling celebrations of Diwali, the eerie pageantry of Halloween, and the raucous gatherings of New Year's Eve. But no holiday confounded them more than Christmas, a time when humans seemed to abandon all logic in favor of rituals involving trees, lights, and a mythical figure known as Santa Claus. To the Zenthari, this annual event was an enigma. Why would a species invest so much energy in festivities centered on an impossible story about flying reindeer and a man who delivered gifts to billions in a single night? The Zenthari concluded that Christmas, like many human traditions, was a harmless eccentricity and not worth further analysis. That is, until the incident aboard the mothership Serapis Prime. The Zenthari mothership was a marvel of engineering, a self-sustaining city that orbited Earth undetected. Its mission was simple: to gather data on humanity's development and determine whether Earth was ready for inclusion in the interstellar community. Commander Xylox, the stoic leader of the mission, ran the ship with precision, ensuring that every operation adhered to the Zenthari's strict protocols. But the events of one December evening would challenge everything the Zenthari thought they knew about Earth and themselves. It began innocuously enough. A Zenthari reconnaissance team had intercepted a cargo shipment from the North Pole, a region long dismissed as inhospitable to human life. The cargo, packed with elaborately wrapped boxes, appeared to be a collection of toys. Intrigued by the craftsmanship, the team brought the shipment aboard for analysis. Unbeknownst to the Zenthari, the shipment contained more than toys. Hidden among the boxes were small, humanoid figures, what humans referred to as Christmas elves. These mischievous beings, imbued with the spirit of the holiday, had been sent on a mission by none other than Santa Claus himself. Their objective was simple: to spread the joy of Christmas to every corner of existence, even to the cold, logical Zenthari. As the elves emerged from the cargo, chaos erupted aboard the Serapis Prime. The ship's advanced systems, designed to handle every conceivable threat, were ill-equipped to deal with the whimsical antics of the intruders. Elves darted through corridors, leaving trails of glitter and candy canes. They hacked into the ship's communication network, broadcasting cheerful carols that confounded the Zenthari crew. Commander Xylox, unaccustomed to disorder, summoned his advisors for an emergency meeting. "What is the nature of this incursion?" he demanded, his voice tinged with rare frustration. "How has our security been breached by such irrational entities?" The advisors, equally perplexed, could offer no satisfactory explanation. "They appear to be harmless," one ventured. "Perhaps they are some form of human entertainment?" Harmless, however, was a poor descriptor for what followed. The elves, armed with an uncanny ability to manipulate their environment, began reprogramming the Serapis Prime systems. They transformed sterile laboratories into cozy, snow-covered villages. The ship's gravity simulators were recalibrated to create indoor sledding hills. Even the mothership's main reactor, a symbol of Zenthari efficiency, was converted into a massive Christmas tree adorned with lights and ornaments. As the chaos spread, the Zenthari crew found themselves at a loss. Their attempts to contain the elves were thwarted at every turn, their advanced strategies no match for the creature's boundless creativity. And then, to Xylox's astonishment, something unexpected began to happen. The crew, initially resistant to the elves' antics, began to change. Officers who had once prided themselves on their stoic demeanor found themselves smiling at the sight of a snowball fight in the engineering bay. Scientists who had dismissed Christmas as an illogical tradition joined in the decorating of gingerbread houses. Even Xylox himself, though reluctant to admit it, felt a strange warmth as he watched his crew embrace the festivities. Despite their growing affection for the holiday, the Zenthari remained wary of the elves' true intentions. Xylox, determined to understand the phenomenon, requested an audience with the leader of the intruders. To his surprise, the request was granted. In the heart of the transformed reactor chamber, Xylox met Jingle, the chief elf and emissary of Santa Claus. Jingle, clad in a green suit and jingling bells, greeted the commander with a wide grin. "You must be Xylox," he exclaimed. "We've heard so much about you. Tell me, how are you enjoying Christmas?" Xylox, ever diplomatic, replied cautiously, "Your presence aboard this vessel has disrupted our operations. I must insist that you explain your purpose here." Jingle chuckled. "Oh, it's simple, really. We're here to share the magic of Christmas. It's not about logic or efficiency. It's about joy, connection, and a little bit of wonder. Trust me, you could use some The conversation left Xylox both intrigued and unsettled. The idea that something as intangible as joy could hold value was foreign to the Zenthari. Yet, as he returned to his quarters, he couldn't shake the image of his crew laughing and bonding in ways he had never seen before. Over the following days, the elves continued their mission, spreading cheer to every corner of the Seraphis Prime. Slowly but surely, the Zenthari began to embrace the holiday. By the time Santa Claus himself arrived aboard the mothership, a feat that defied all logic, the Zenthari were ready to listen. In a heartfelt address to the crew, Santa explained the true meaning of Christmas, a time to celebrate love, generosity, and the connections that make life meaningful. The Zenthari, for all their advancements, realized that they had overlooked an essential aspect of existence. As Christmas Day dawned, the Seraphis Prime glittered with lights and decorations, a beacon of holiday spirit in the cold vastness of space. For the first time in their history, the Zenthari set aside their protocols to join in a celebration that was as illogical as it was wonderful. And so, the Zenthari learned a lesson they would carry with them across the stars, that even the most logical of beings could find value in the magic of Christmas. And as the elves departed, leaving behind a trail of cheer, Xylox smiled, a rare and precious sight, and declared, "Perhaps there is more to life than efficiency after all." From that day forward, the Zenthari included Christmas in their cultural studies, not as an anomaly, but as a reminder that even in the vastness of the universe, joy and connection were treasures worth embracing. The aftermath of the elves' departure left the Zenthari in a state of reflection. For a species that thrived on control and order, the chaos of Christmas had introduced something unexpected: spontaneity. While the Seraphis Prime had returned to its pristine state, echoes of the holiday lingered. Small ornaments, overlooked during cleanup, hung in corners of the ship. Snippets of carols occasionally played through the comm systems, much to the amusement of the crew. Commander Xylox, ever meticulous, reviewed the reports of the incident. His findings revealed something extraordinary. Crew efficiency, contrary to his expectations, had increased during and after the elves' visit. Tasks that once required hours were completed in half the time. Collaboration among departments, once strictly professional, had taken on a spirit of camaraderie that improved outcomes across the board. Intrigued, Xylox summoned his senior advisors for a discussion. "Explain this," he said, projecting a graph that showed the unexpected boost in productivity. "How does an illogical event such as Christmas result in measurable improvements?" The advisors, still acclimating to the emotional ripple effects of the holiday, hesitated. Finally, one spoke. "Perhaps it is not the event itself, but the connections it fostered." The crew bonded. "Commander, it seems that emotional engagement has its own kind of efficiency." Xylox pondered this. Emotional engagement was a concept the Zenthari had long dismissed as irrelevant to their advanced society. Yet the data was undeniable, and so he made a decision that would reshape the Zenthari approach to their mission on Earth. The Zenthari began to engage with humanity not as distant observers, but as participants. They dispatched emissaries to Earth, tasked with experiencing its customs firsthand. These emissaries, though initially skeptical, found themselves captivated by the diversity and depth of human traditions. From the vibrant festivals of India to the quiet reverence of Japanese tea ceremonies, each encounter added to the Zenthari's understanding of the human experience. Christmas, however, remained a unique point of fascination. Determined to understand its full significance, Xylox himself traveled to Earth during the holiday season. His arrival, orchestrated to avoid public attention, brought him to a small town in northern Europe where the residents had embraced the spirit of the season with unparalleled enthusiasm. Guided by Jingle, who had become something of an ambassador between the elves and the Zenthari, Xylox observed as families gathered around fires, exchanged gifts, and shared stories. He listened as children sang carols, their faces lit with joy. He marveled at the intricate decorations that adorned homes and streets, each a testament to the creativity and warmth of the human spirit. But what struck Xylox most was the way Christmas brought people together. Neighbors who rarely spoke shared meals. Strangers offered kindness without expectation of reward. The holiday, he realized, was not about the rituals, but the connections they created. Inspired, Xylox proposed a bold initiative upon his return to the Seraphis Prime. The Zenthari would host their own version of Christmas, inviting representatives from Earth and other civilizations in the stellar nexus to join. The event, he argued, would not only foster goodwill, but also serve as a model for interstellar unity. Preparations began immediately. The Zenthari, known for their precision, approached the task with characteristic diligence. Yet, their efforts lacked a certain spark. Recognizing this, Xylox called upon Jingle and his team of elves to assist. "You are the experts," he admitted, much to Jingle's delight. Teach us the true essence of this holiday. Under the elves' guidance, the Seraphis Prime transformed once again. The central atrium became a winter wonderland, complete with shimmering lights, artificial snow, and a towering tree. Kitchens across the ship produced an array of holiday delicacies, blending Zenthari precision with human recipes. The ship's orchestra, coached by the elves, mastered the art of caroling. When the day of the celebration arrived, delegates from dozens of civilizations gathered aboard the mothership. Many, unfamiliar with the concept of Christmas, approached the event with curiosity. What they experienced was nothing short of transformative. Games and stories broke down barriers of language and culture. Shared meals fostered new friendships. Laughter echoed through the halls, a sound that had once been rare among the Zenthari. In his closing address, Xylox reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. "We sought to understand humanity," he said, "but in doing so, we have learned more about ourselves. This celebration is more than an event. It is a reminder that even in the vastness of the universe, joy and connection are treasures we all share." The event, later dubbed the Galactic Christmas, became an annual tradition. Each year, it grew larger and more vibrant, drawing participants from every corner of the galaxy. For the Zenthari, it was a reminder of the lessons they had learned from humanity and the elves, that even the most logical beings could find value in the magic of connection. And so, the Zenthari carried the spirit of Christmas across the stars, their ships glittering with lights and ornaments, a beacon of unity in the infinite expanse. For Xylox, the transformation of his people was a testament to the power of a single, improbable holiday, a gift that kept on giving. The Galactic Christmas became more than a celebration. It evolved into a symbol of hope and unity across the stellar nexus. Each year, civilizations contributed their unique traditions to the event, creating a mosaic of cultures that celebrated diversity while fostering a shared sense of belonging. For the Zenthari, the festival was a testament to their transformation from detached observers to active participants in the interstellar community. But the path to this unity was not without challenges. As the Galactic Christmas grew in prominence, it attracted the attention of the Vorthax Dominion, a militaristic empire that viewed such gatherings as a threat to their ideology of control. The Vorthax, known for their disdain of frivolous customs, issued a decree condemning the event and warning participants of potential consequences. When the Vorthax fleet appeared on the outskirts of the stellar nexus during the Fourth Galactic Christmas, tension rippled through the assembled civilizations. Delegates debated whether to cancel the festivities, fearing that the celebration might provoke an attack. Xylox, however, stood resolute. "The spirit of Christmas is not one of fear," he declared. "It is a celebration of connection. To abandon it now would be to abandon what we have built together." Inspired by his words, the delegates chose to proceed. But they also prepared for the possibility of conflict, forming a coalition to protect the Nexus. As the Vorthax ships loomed closer, an unexpected emissary arrived aboard the Seraphis Prime. It was Jingle, accompanied by a team of elves and a mysterious red-suited figure who needed no introduction. Santa Claus himself had come to lend his aid. With characteristic warmth and confidence, Santa proposed a plan to defuse the situation. "The Vorthax may claim to despise joy," he said, "but I suspect they've simply forgotten its power. Let us remind them." The plan involved broadcasting the festivities directly to the Vorthax fleet, showcasing the laughter, music, and stories that define the event. At the same time, the elves distributed small packages, crafted from the finest materials of the Nexus, containing tokens of goodwill for the Vorthax crew. The broadcast began as the coalition forces stood ready for battle. Delegates from dozens of civilizations took turns sharing their traditions, from the vibrant dances of the Olinari to the meditative rituals of the Marathons. The Zenthari presented a newly composed carol, blending their harmonic frequencies with melodies learned from Earth. To the surprise of all, the Vorthax response was not aggression but curiosity. The fleet halted its advance, and a message was transmitted to the Nexus. It was brief but significant. "We wish to observe." Under Santa's guidance, a delegation from the Nexus welcomed Vorthax representatives aboard the Seraphis Prime. Though the visitors maintained their stoic demeanor, their intrigue was evident. They wandered through the transformed ship, witnessing the joy and connection that permeated every corner. When they reached the heart of the celebration, a room filled with gifts, each representing a story, they hesitated. "This is for us?" their leader asked, her voice tinged with suspicion. "It is," Santa replied. "Joy is a gift meant to be shared." The Vorthax leader opened one of the packages, revealing a simple but exquisite ornament crafted by a Zenthari artisan. She stared at it for a long moment before nodding. "Perhaps there is value in your festivities after all." Though the Vorthax departed shortly after, their presence at the celebration marked a turning point. point. Over time, they began to adopt elements of the Galactic Christmas, incorporating their own traditions into the broader tapestry of the event. Their initial hostility gave way to cautious participation, a reminder that even the most entrenched perspectives could be reshaped. For Xylox, the encounter with the Vorthax was a reaffirmation of the lessons he had learned since the elves first hijacked the Seraphis Prime. Connection is the foundation of understanding, he reflected during a gathering of delegates. And understanding is the first step toward peace. As the Galactic Christmas continued to evolve, its influence spread to every corner of the galaxy. New alliances were formed, conflicts were resolved through dialogue, and civilizations found inspiration in the shared celebration. The event became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the vastness of space, beings of all kinds could find common ground in the simple joys of life. For humanity, the Zenthari, and the countless others who joined the celebration, the story of Christmas aboard the Seraphis Prime was a cherished legend, one that reminded them of the transformative power of connection, creativity, and a little bit of magic. And so, the Galactic Christmas shone brightly in the universe, its lights a testament to the enduring spirit of togetherness. It was a celebration not of a single culture, but of the infinite ways beings could come together, turning even the coldest of hearts into vessels of warmth and joy. The Galactic Christmas of the 5th year was destined to be the most momentous yet. As the festival approached, the stellar nexus was abuzz with anticipation. Delegates from hundreds of civilizations, both new and old, arrived with offerings of art, music, and stories. The Seraphis Prime, now an iconic centerpiece of the event, glimmered with ornaments that reflected the myriad cultures it had touched. Xylox, now regarded as a visionary leader among the Zenthari, oversaw preparations with a sense of pride and purpose. Yet, amidst the excitement, a new challenge loomed. Reports of a mysterious anomaly at the edge of the Nexus had begun to circulate. Ships reported disturbances in navigation systems and strange energy readings. The anomaly, dubbed the Veil, appeared to be a rift in space-time, its cause and nature unknown. Delegates debated how to proceed. Some argued that the anomaly posed a threat to the festival and called for its immediate investigation. Others, led by Santa Claus and Jingle, saw it as an opportunity. Christmas, Santa said, has always been about bringing light to the unknown. Perhaps this is our chance to do just that. Under Xylox's guidance, a coalition of ships ventured to the edge of the Veil, their mission to understand its nature and determine whether it posed a danger. What they discovered was both awe-inspiring and perplexing. The Veil was not a natural phenomenon but the remnants of an ancient civilization, a species that had vanished long before the Nexus was established. Within the rift, the coalition found relics that defied explanation. Structures of shimmering light, messages encoded in gravitational waves, and artifacts that seemed to react to the emotions of those who touched them. One artifact, a crystalline sphere, resonated with the music of the Galactic Christmas when brought aboard the Seraphis Prime. As news of the discovery spread, the festival took on new meaning. Delegates worked together to decipher the relics, sharing insights and theories in an unprecedented display of collaboration. The Zenthari, with their analytical precision, teamed up with the Marathons, whose intuitive understanding of energy provided crucial breakthroughs. Human artists, inspired by the relics, created works that captured the mystery and beauty of the Veil. The turning point came when a message embedded within the sphere was decoded. It was a greeting, simple yet profound. We sought connection. If you find this, know that we, too, dreamed of unity. The message resonated deeply with the delegates, a reminder that the desire for connection transcended time and space. It was decided that the Veil would become a new cornerstone of the Galactic Christmas, a place of reflection and discovery, where civilizations could honor those who had come before while forging bonds for the future. As the festival concluded, the stellar nexus was illuminated with lights that mirrored the patterns of the Veil's relics. Delegates gathered in the central atrium of the Seraphis Prime for a closing ceremony that celebrated the festival's evolution. Santa Claus, Jingle, and Xylox stood side by side as representatives of the event's journey. In his address, Xylox reflected on the lessons of the past 5 years. What began as a single holiday has become a beacon for the galaxy, he said. Through Christmas, we have found not just joy, but a deeper understanding of one another. And now, with the Veil, we are reminded that our journey is part of a larger story. story, one that spans not just our own time, but the infinite expanse of the universe. Santa, ever the embodiment of warmth, added, "The magic of Christmas isn't bound by any one world or tradition. It's in the connections we make, the kindness we show, and the hope we carry forward. Together, we've shown that even in the coldest reaches of space, there's room for light." The festival ended with a moment of silence, followed by a crescendo of music that united the voices and instruments of every participating civilization. As the sound echoed across the nexus, the veil shimmered in response, its light a testament to the shared dream of unity. In the years that followed, the galactic Christmas continued to grow, its influence reaching even the most distant corners of the galaxy. The veil became a place of pilgrimage, its relics a reminder of the power of connection. And the Seraphis Prime, once a symbol of Zenthari detachment, became a symbol of interstellar unity, a testament to the transformation that had begun with a group of mischievous elves. For Xylox, the journey had been one of discovery and growth. As he gazed at the stars from the observation deck of the Seraphis Prime, he felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The universe is vast, he thought, but in every corner, there is the potential for connection, for understanding, for joy. And so, the story of Christmas in the stellar nexus became a cherished legend, passed down through generations. It was a reminder that even in the face of the unknown, the spirit of togetherness could light the way, a gift that transcended time, space, and logic, bringing warmth to the coldest reaches of the universe. As the galactic Christmas continued to inspire unity across civilizations, its impact was felt in ways that transcended the festival itself. Alliances formed during the celebrations grew into lasting partnerships, addressing challenges from resource scarcity to interstellar conflict. The stellar nexus became not just a hub of cultural exchange, but a beacon of hope for civilizations seeking to rebuild or reimagine their futures. One of the most remarkable outcomes was the establishment of the Interstellar Harmony Accord, a treaty signed by over 1,000 civilizations. Rooted in the principles of collaboration and respect fostered by the galactic Christmas, the Accord outlined shared commitments to peace, sustainability, and the celebration of diversity. Xylox, who played a pivotal role in its creation, regarded the Accord as one of his proudest achievements. Meanwhile, the veil became a centerpiece of exploration and reflection. Scientists, philosophers, and artists flocked to its shimmering expanse, uncovering new relics and messages that deepen their understanding of the ancient civilization that had left it behind. One discovery, a celestial map encoded in light, revealed the locations of other veil-like phenomena scattered across the galaxy. These echoes of the veil became the focus of a new wave of interstellar missions, each building on the legacy of unity that had begun with the galactic Christmas. Back on the Seraphis Prime, the Zenthari continued to evolve. Once defined by their rigid logic, they embraced a more holistic approach to their society, integrating elements of creativity and emotion into their culture. Improv theater, inspired by human traditions, became a popular form of entertainment among the Zenthari, while their scientific advancements were enriched by the inclusion of intuitive and artistic perspectives. Humanity, too, was transformed by its partnership with the Zenthari and the broader interstellar community. The lessons of the galactic Christmas were woven into the fabric of Earth's cultures, inspiring movements dedicated to connection and renewal. From community gardens to global initiatives addressing climate change, the spirit of the festival lived on in countless acts of kindness and innovation. For Xylox, the journey came full circle during the 10th galactic Christmas. Now an elder statesman, he watched as a new generation of leaders carried forward the traditions he had helped to shape. Delegates from newly discovered civilizations arrived at the stellar nexus, their expressions a mix of awe and excitement as they joined the festival for the first time. In his final address to the assembly, Xylox reflected on the lessons of the past decade. "The universe is vast, and its challenges are many," he said, "but through connection we have found strength. Through celebration we have found joy. And through the spirit of Christmas, we have discovered that even the most improbable traditions can unite us in ways we never imagined." The assembly rose in applause, their cheers echoing through the nexus. As the music of the festival swelled, Xylox felt a profound sense of peace. The journey that had begun with a hijacked mothership and a band of mischievous elves had grown into something extraordinary, a legacy of unity that would endure for generations. As the Seraphis Prime sailed through the stars, its lights twinkling like a constellation of hope, the story of the galactic Christmas continued to unfold. It was a tale not of perfection, but of connection, of beings coming together to share their stories, their dreams, and their light. And in the infinite expanse of the universe, that light burned brightly, a reminder that even in the coldest reaches of space, there was warmth to be found. For the Zenthari, humanity, and the countless civilizations they had touched, the galactic Christmas was more than a festival. festival. It was a testament to the power of joy, the resilience of hope, and the magic of a holiday that had turned the impossible into the unforgettable. And so, the story continued, a gift that transcended time and space, reminding all who heard it that in the vastness of the cosmos, there was always room for connection, and always room for Christmas. The Galactic Christmas became a timeless tradition, its light reaching far beyond the stellar nexus. Each year, new civilizations brought their own customs, enriching the festival and ensuring it remained a living, evolving celebration. On the 15th anniversary of the event, the Galactic Christmas reached a milestone, the unveiling of the Constellation of Unity, a cosmic-scale art installation created collaboratively by hundreds of species. The installation, consisting of synchronized lights and beacons placed on planets and space stations across the galaxy, formed a vast, interconnected pattern visible from space. It was a visual testament to the power of connection, a reminder that even in the infinite expanse of the cosmos, unity was possible. For Xylox, now retired from his role as ambassador, the unveiling was a moment of reflection. From his observation deck on Zeratis, the Zenthari homeworld, he watched the constellation shimmer against the backdrop of stars. His thoughts wandered to the first Christmas aboard the Seraphis Prime, when a group of elves had turned his world upside down and ignited a journey he could never have imagined. A young Zenthari officer joined him, her expression one of awe as she gazed at the constellation. "Commander," she said hesitantly, "how did it all begin? How did we go from observers to this?" Xylox smiled, his mandibles clicking softly in what humans would recognize as amusement. "It began with chaos," he said, "with a holiday we could not understand and a group of beings who showed us that the greatest strength lies not in control, but in connection. They taught us to see the universe not as a collection of systems, but as a tapestry woven from countless stories." The officer nodded thoughtfully, her gaze returning to the lights. "And now we are part of that tapestry." "Yes," Xylox agreed, "and it is the greatest gift we could have received." As the years turned into centuries, the Galactic Christmas remained a beacon of hope and joy. Its influence spread to corners of the galaxy once thought unreachable, its message carried by storytellers, artists, and explorers who had felt its magic. The festival became more than a tradition. It became a legacy, a reminder that even the smallest moments of connection could ripple outward, creating waves of change that touched every star. And so, the story of the Galactic Christmas lived on, a light in the darkness, a song in the silence, a celebration of all that bound the universe together. For those who participated, it was a reminder that no matter how vast the cosmos, there was always room for joy, always room for connection, and always room for Christmas.